Hi, welcome. Today I'm excited to be sharing some books that I have read, a couple from last year and also what I have just finished up and what I'm right in the middle of. So also at the end of this video, I am excited to be sharing a giveaway with you, and it is actually a mother's devotional. So just in time for Mother's Day. All right, let's get started. Hi, welcome. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschool mom of 4 boys, ages 11 to 20. I've graduated too. This is our 15th year homeschooling, and I just want to share today what I have been reading. This mama. Now, I do a lot of living books, read alouds with my boys. I have a 5th grader and a 10th grader, been sharing videos all about that. So I do a lot of reading throughout the school year, but I enjoy it. But sometimes I like to read something for myself. So let me share those with you. All right, just want to share a couple from last year that sort of really have stuck with me. And this may have been early, and I'm hoping I haven't already shared them. I may have. But this one is The Choice is Yours, and it is by Terry Chappell. It is such a good book. I've actually encouraged a couple moms who have younger girls that this would be a great pick for them. It was encouraging to me just as choices and decisions come up. She used life experiences, which was, I love when people do that because it makes it so much more relatable. In the different choices, there are 13 chapters. I'm just going to read a couple, but the excellent choice, choose to be real, choose to live by faith, choose to listen to God. And then if I skip down, choose to be strong, choose to succeed, choose to serve. And there's a few others. So really highly recommend this book for anybody. Now, another book, and this has to do with homeschooling, and I picked this up at the homeschool convention last year, but I've been reading through it, and sometimes I still refer to it, but it's Answers for Homeschooling, Top 25 Questions Critics Ask by Israel Wayne, and this was really good and gives lots of answers. See, there's actually a chapter or 2 in here from his wife. So if you're starting into homeschooling or just want to gather information and be helpful to others, this is a great book. So, okay, I am going to mention a couple books that I actually did a video on. Books about technology, and a couple of them were about your cell phones. But I did a whole video on that, so I'm going to link that below. But I am going to mention the books I did listen to and one that I read. And the 2 that I listened to were actually on Audible, and it was 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You, and also How to Break Up with Your Phone. And I will link those below. They were really helpful. I think if I had to choose, 12 Ways Your Phone is Changing You would probably be good, probably be the best choice for me. And also I read Technologic from Lee Benz, and this is more just dealing with your children and technology and just some statistics. And I really encourage you, if you have not read something about technology with children, this would be really good. Really encourage you to do that as a mom or dad and homeschool family. So, all right. Now I'm going to share a couple books that I've just finished up recently that were such a help to me. There actually, one was a biography and one was just a Christian fiction. And Evidence Not Seen by Darlene Debler Rose. Now, this is about a young woman's miraculous faith in the jungles of World War II. This is a true story about an American missionary. She marries someone. They go to the Dutch Indie Islands, I think is what it's called, but they do some missionary work in New Guinea. World War II breaks out. She ends up in a Japanese prison camp. Really good story. Gives me chills right now as I think about it. Just her faith in God. And really wish this was a book that I read earlier. I had not heard of it until recently, and I started trying to read it. It was a little bit hard. Let me tell you, the first chapter was a little bit hard to get through. But I feel like for me, when I found out Audible had it, it was a breeze to get through. So it was hard to put the book down then. Really encourage you to read this. I really just think this is an encouragement and help that God is there, no matter how hard something seems. And it really did get hard for them. So encourage this book. Okay, the next book I actually listened to from LibriVox. I seen it posted somewhere. The title caught my attention. I looked it up. It's actually called Stepping Heavenward, and it is a Christian fiction, but it was written back in the mid 1800s, I think mid. And it is written by Elizabeth Prentice, and it's really the story from like a 16-year-old girl all the way through her having children and then growing up some. So, and it was such an encouragement because I think sometimes we know that our faith grows, but I think our Christianity needs to mature. And I feel like she just explained that and showed that in this character's life. Now, there's a lot of things that I think happened to this character that also actually happened in her life. And that I think is what makes it so real and personable. And I don't want to say it all. It will give the book away a little bit, and she is a young lady who speaks her mind and the Lord helps her through that, through different situations that she had to give over to the Lord, and it helped her grow and mature. So I really, really encourage you. I think this would be great for a young person to read, and definitely I enjoyed it. I feel like it just really was fun to listen to, sometimes even a little emotional to listen to, but I want to share that one with you. Okay, I'm going to share 2 books that I'm in the middle of reading, and one of them is one that I'm sort of reading with my Bible reading time. And this year, my Bible reading time is, I found a schedule, but it's more like, okay, read Genesis one day, read Joshua one day, read from Isaiah one day, and then a couple books from the New Testament. I can't remember exactly how, but I will tell you I am not gonna get this read in a year because I am one that sees verses that I underline, and then I have to go look at something else that relates to that. I get a little distracted. I don't get this read every day because I do want to get the Bible reading done, but it is on Being a Servant of God by Warren Wiersbe. I actually found this on the shelf, and the title just caught my eye. It actually has my husband's name on it, so I think it was one of his books from years ago. But it has been a great book. It does talk about the ministry, but he does say several times that it can be relatable to any situation, and that is how I feel. Been reading this slowly, really enjoying it, underlining things, and also probably going to share it with my teenager. So I think he will like this. All right, another book I'm reading is more for the homeschool mama, and it is Mother Culture. And I have posted a few things on Instagram about this. For a Happy Homeschool by Karen Andriola. She is the author of the Charlotte Mason Companion, and there's actually a little picture in the book, and she talks about how I think it was her son that did this front cover for her. And this book was written more when her daughter's older, married, she's got kids of her own and homeschooling. So this is just to anybody that's in the midst of that. And what I liked about it is she said at the beginning that, there is so much in this book that you could skip around if that was what you needed. And I was like, oh, that's great, because I do that anyway. But I haven't really found myself doing that with this book. I really just am trying to soak it in, read it little by little. Okay, I did skip back and read one chapter. I can't even remember what it was, so I couldn't break it completely. I tried. But I'm excited. This has been on my wish list for a long time. It is a little bit thicker, takes a little bit of time to read through. Definitely will be something I reference to over the years. Okay, there's one other book that I want to mention, and really this is an Audible book that I have not finished. I came upon, somebody had given it to my teenage son a couple years ago. He was a little bit older. We weren't really familiar with it, and he's not my reader, so I really didn't think about it. I just sort of set it aside. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And what happened was I was looking for something. Sometimes I look for books that my older boys might listen to. They don't always, and I seen this one came up. I don't even remember how. And so I looked at it, and I was looking at the reviews, very good reviews. But it had more to do with leadership, not so much making friends, but how to be a good leader. And I thought, oh, that sounds really good. So I seen Audible had it. I started listening to it. I'm like, oh. So I said something to my 20-year-old. I said, I got a book for you. And I had already started listening to it. He went ahead, he asked me the next day, are you trying to listen to that book? And I said, yeah. He said, well, I think it's messing him up because he's using my Audible account. And so I let him listen to it. I have not finished it, but he listened to it like in a couple days. He has a job where he can put earbuds in and work because he is a welder and he is able to do that and listen to the book. And he said it was really good. So I need to finish it. I mentioned it to my 18-year-old. He actually started it right after that. So he might be in the midst of it too. I need to find out before I try to finish it. But it was really good. It is older, early 1900s, 1920, 1940. There's a lot of history in it at the same time. Good story examples. So he even says you'll get something out of it in the first 3 chapters. It was really good. So I want to mention that to you also. All right. I do have a book list sort of rising that I would like to get to. I just don't know how my time is going to be. And one of them has to do with decluttering because really that is what I'm in the midst of. Now, if I can find some books to listen to on audio, whether from Audible or LibriVox or something like that over the summer, I probably will do that. And I will share with you again if you're interested. But let me get to the giveaway. Okay. This is my giveaway. Excited to share with you. I'm also doing the same giveaway over on Instagram. And so I have 2 sets. Make sure you know that. These are 2 separate giveaways. And this is an encouragement for motherhood, a 30-day devotional by women for women. So I have read this, and the nice thing about it is it's by several godly Christian women giving their encouragement, experience, along with scripture in a devotional form. You read it daily, and it's just like a page. Well, it's usually like, could it be anywhere? You have some that are shorter than others. Some are a few pages, some are just a couple pages, but really good. And then I just have a couple journals that I purchased to send with you. You know, sometimes you might want to take notes either on that or just anything you want to use it for. And then this sweet little blessed mug. Coffee or tea. Maybe you're a tea person. I'm a coffee person. So, okay, to win the giveaway, I would like for you to subscribe and like this video. That would help me so much. In general, I appreciate it. Also, I want you to comment below on maybe a book that you're reading now, or maybe what kind of books you enjoy reading, or maybe a favorite book that you have that might encourage somebody that might have a question about it or love to have conversation about books. I am also going to link below the directions so they will be clear down there if you have any questions. And let me mention, I am going to announce the winner on Saturday at noon. I will put it on the community tab on here on YouTube. And I'm also doing this on Instagram, so I might keep it separate. So I will announce the winner on the community tab for the YouTube winner and on Instagram for the Instagram winner. I hope that's not too confusing. So if you haven't joined me, like I said, over on Instagram, I'd love to have you over there. Subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment, something about books. Love to hear from you. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we will talk to you again soon.